Kia ora, g'day, welcome back once again, here with part 4 of my reaction to the New Zealand Army basic recruit training intake. So let's jump back in.
For 9 weeks, the recruits have been training hard at the Waiuru military camp. It's now time to put theory into practice. Over 6 days and nights, the recruits will find out how to handle themselves in battle with their first set of field exercises.
Can't wait to come back, to be honest. We haven't even left, but I can't wait to come back. There's no more like warm bed, no.
It's okay, can't wait to come back. You haven't even gone out in the field yet. I know this part. Sorry to jump in so soon, but the field exercises and that, so I was looking forward to that. I couldn't wait to get out in the bush, and I was like, yes, this is what being a soldier is all about. That's what I thought anyway. And it was good. It was good.
Prepared food. I can't deal with being cold and wet at the same time. I hate that. When I'm cold and wet, I'll probably snap at some point.
The pack's pretty heavy, but it's alright.
My pack is already sore, my back's playing up. I'm going to be broken by the end of this.
Some unlucky recruits also have the burden of carrying extra equipment.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, so yeah, I don't really want to let the team down by sleeping off, so I need to just mutton through it. That's my personal goal for field exercise, and yeah, obviously not screw up bombs.
Mutton through it. I haven't heard that term for a while. Just mutton it. Basically, it's just like saying, just go hard, just whatever you need to do. Don't worry about what you look like. Just get the work done and push through. Mutton.
The recruits are heading deep into the military training area. It's wild and it's rugged, perfect simulation territory to face the enemy and be attacked. Sharing the range with the free-roaming Kaimanawa horses, the recruits make their home for the night. It's a hole in the ground. Then they learn to protect themselves on patrol. As they head towards some woods, the army instructors have prepared an ambush.
Right target! Hello, team, I'll go first, you cover me, eh?
Safety! Move
The
in!
recruits now have to minimize their exposure by finding cover and engaging the enemy.
Gun! Cross! Gun! Push up on the right, let's go! Get the fuck out of here! Hurry the fucking target!
As soon as you pick up this rifle, you just get a rush, like just a burst of energy, and the last thing that's on your mind is pain. You know, you're in the zone, hustling through, bros are next to you, then everything is like, you know, can't buy.
Like when I give the command to assault, they need to be like dogs let off the chain, chasing down that target, whoever it is.
What are you guys doing here? What the fuck? Prepare to peel left!
As the firefight heats up, smoke is used for cover, but there's confusion amongst the ranks as to what they should be doing.
Are you cocks gonna fucking peel across the road? Fucking shoot! Say stop! Stop!
Why are you COCKS's? I think that's what he yelled out. And I was just waiting. I was laughing, waiting for the stop to happen. It sounds like he's calling stop now. There'll be a debrief. But a hard case, man, just brings back lots of memories. Thankfully, I don't know whether I'm just choosing to ignore and forget some, but I don't recall having so much yelling happening from not only from our instructors, but also from us as the recruits. I don't remember us needing to yell and swear at each other. Like there was a level of aggression there that was happening just purely because of the section commanders that we had. I was fortunate to have 2 infantry section commanders, and they were quite big, intimidating men to me as a little blinking pimple face 18-year-old. So if they said something, they didn't need to yell for me to do it. But when they did yell, it definitely put a rocket up me and the rest of us to move with more urgency. But hard case listening to this. One thing that stuck out is just seeing those the free roaming Kaimanawa horses. Man, I remember being on the ranges in Waiuru, and the horses would just stroll straight onto the range, be down towards the butt party, or just walk straight onto the range between the firing mound and where the targets were being presented. So a stop would have to be called. I remember we were tasked with running down there and trying to shoo the horses off the range. Case they would leave, but man, they just no fear. Like rounds going down range, and they just come wandering on to the range. So then the stop would be called, and then right, get up, go chase those horses off the range. Case. Anyway.
Some of the moves I tried at first was probably a little bit advanced for them. It didn't really work. So you get yelled at, you get sworn at, but hey, you need to get the aggression up to kill that enemy. Sometimes it feels like herding cats.
Until now, the recruits have been using blank rounds in the field. Today they'll be firing at targets using live ammunition.
There are possibilities to shoot themselves, but we have processes in place to make sure that doesn't happen. To an extent, you know, your lives are in their hands. Yes, pretty nervous.
Feels like you're a kid again and trying to get your mate saying, "See, I got you, you're dead."
For recruit Wehe Tawhaiti, joining the army was a fresh start.
My dad lives in Christchurch, my mum lives in Tuparo. In 2010 they split up, and on Christmas Day.
That's sad. Just looking at that target, that pop, those are flash targets. We didn't have anything like that going through. And it's been cool reading some of the comments from those that I think did their basic in the 80s and 70s. I can only imagine how much worse it was then. Seems like, though, by the time I come through with the webbing that we were getting issued, when I read the comments, still the old Vietnam issue type webbing, looks like we were still getting the same in basic 295. Maybe it was still a bit flashier than what they got back then. But yeah, it's definitely nothing like what I'm seeing with the kit that they've got these days.
I was kind of just used to having a male figure for, I guess, structure in my life, but then when they left, I just changed. I went off the rails a bit. 2 years ago, I had pretty much a second chance at life, you know. I went to court, well, heaps of stupid stuff, and because I was under the age of 18, they gave me pretty much a clean slate, you know, changed. Finished school, and came in.
That's awesome. Awesome that I don't know who the people were that helped influence him to make a change, but to have the courage to sit there and talk about, not in detail, but some of the stupid stuff that he must have been doing as a young fella who was under the age of 18, which we've all done. Some people may have done more stupid stuff than others, but for him to take advantage of the clean slate, because if he had a criminal record, you know, from my understanding, you can't get into the military, into the Defence Force, not here in NZ, not in Australia, and I assume anywhere. But the fact that he's taken advantage of it, had some reflection, can't have been easy for parents to separate on Christmas.
To 14! Push through! Take him out! Hurry up and fucking kill him!
See, good aggression, good comms, eh? Must be that big mouth yours.
No, all good.
Yeah, done well. Here you go. Go over debrief from your sector.
That was the assault. Taken into consideration, I had my mate right next to me. If he crossed my bullet, ratchet.
In preparation for the night exercises, recruits need to learn how to move in complete darkness. Their only guide are the lines tied to trees, marking out their camp.
I'm laughing because of the having the lines laid out in your LEP. or your patrol base, your harbour, whatever the term is that they want to use. I don't think we were using LUP on basic training. We used LUP later on. But anyway, having your perimeter marked out with your paracord, hoochie cord, whatever you want to call it, and then using that as your guide. You're using that to, navigate your way around, stay on the path so you don't end up lost out in the bush somewhere, but also to find the next person when you're waking them up for sentry. And it's funny, some of the games that used to happen there, some people probably relate to this. You know pretty much where everybody is. You know the sentry roster. You know who you're waking up next. And you know where they are because you've gone around and you've seen where their bed space is. But there's always the cheeky Māori fella, eh? Well, cheeky person. I shouldn't just say Māori, but during my time, there was a number of us Māori on there that were pretty cheeky that would pick up and move their bed space so that they couldn't be woken up for sentry. It didn't work. Like, it still got found anyway. But it was hard case because you gave you maybe a few extra minutes whereby you didn't have to get up. Sometimes me and or other people, we were awake because we could hear the stumbling around and we were like, they must be looking for us. And then, then you start getting ready. You get found anyway, and then you go out and do your picket. Hard case.
Orders have been given for the recruits to set up their hutchie rain covers in what is called a harbour. Their lesson tonight is how to deal with the enemy if they make a surprise visit.
The first thing you'll get is you'll be...
I wonder if it's still the halt. Who goes there? Advance 1 and be recognised. And then they go through the challenge procedure, whatever those words are. And then they either get to come through or you let rip on them.
So the enemy will come around and start attacking you. And then I'll give the command rampage. On rampage, that's when the guns start firing and they'll fire onto the enemy. And then you'll finally get the command chaos. And on chaos, we're out. That's it, we're done. And we're getting off this position before the enemy come and absolutely destroy us.
Setting up their defence, the recruits are split into pairs and start to take up their positions along the perimeter of the harbour.
Te Whaiti and myself have been partnered up for this field exercise, so you get real close, you sleep in the same hochi, you eat together, they cover your back all the time. And before this field exercise, we weren't very close. He's actually really soft, like, don't tell him I told you this, but he is so soft.
A little bit soft. Can I have the names?
Being his partner is kind of intimidating because he's actually real good at this. When it comes
Oh, sad cameraman, they went and told us. You said, don't tell him. I said that they went and told him straight away. But it doesn't sound like they told him who said it. Can I have
to being tactical and organised, I thought we were doomed because I'm not tactical organised either. So we had to work together to kind of improve in that area or else the enemy would kill us.
And we know that the enemy are coming. You have free rein to open your guns up tonight. In the event that you receive indirect fire, i.e. the mortars, you're then to bug out hasty. Grab as much things as they can and then you're out of there. Don't muck around.
At dawn, Elliot platoon are hit on all sides by an enemy attack. In complete darkness, they have to find their targets, as well as keeping a cool head.
At the end of the day, all you really want to do is kill the enemy. They're more than likely to just get tunnel vision. They'll forget the fact that they're cold or the fact that they're hungry or tired and the fact that they're out there to do what they've been paid to do essentially, which is to kill. They'll get in there, they'll shoot it, and once they're done, they'll realise that they're missing half their stuff. They're really cold, tired and hungry. But that little moment of adrenaline will probably be best for them.
As their ammunition starts to run out, the order's given to withdraw.
Leave it, let it get in there.
Let's go, fucking get your packs on, hurry up! Everyone's waiting for us, do sick shit!
It's essential the recruits don't leave anything behind that will help the enemy.
You go. We're going good.
But as they withdraw, recruit Hay has left her radio gear behind.
You've got a whole fucking harbour waiting for you, so hurry up!
Recruit Penne is now left to pack it up, but it means holding up the rest of his section.
Real fucking quick, let's go.
But this is not the only recruit who has forgotten valuable kit.
I saw somebody's whole pack lying on the ground. Wonder if anybody...
The girls came here to chuck our packs on the leave, so I kind of like forgot 4 megs. It's pretty crucial. That's like an A-class equipment. Lucky it was just training. I would have got fucked up. And because Sergeant Major came in too, and he's like, he found him? And I was like...
Learning is all part of the exercise. However, for recruit Hay, she hasn't taken her mistakes well, and Corporal Dowdall has to put her in her place.
Down cool, down cool. Understand?
I gave a little bit of attitude to my section commander, and I got thrashed for it. Yeah, so just take that on the chin and move on, I guess.
Brave, eh? I think she's the one whose dad is a WO 1, and her brother was on the basic before her one. I think she mentioned her brother got top recruit. If that's what I'm thinking of. WO 1, hey, here's his girl, eh? Giving some lip to the corporal.
It's just fatigue, eh? So last couple of days, they start to get a little fatigue, and you start to see a little bit of attitude come out. So we just stamp on that pretty quickly.
Can you just give me one, bro? They did really well. They're learning the gist of why we do things. I find with this generation especially, is that they learn better if they know why. And if they don't know why and they just get told what to do, it confuses them, and then that's where they start to trip up.
Despite ranks and everything, we all eat together, manaakitanga, kind of as a wakato, for this exercise, so it was really good. Yeah.
Platoon lovers, we are known as.
I shared my chocolate out with everyone.
Try to keep the morale up, always. All right, I'll let platoon, let's move.
And their officer, second lieutenant, I can't remember what his name is. He looks like one of the recruits.
This happy band of recruits now have the pleasure of a 6-kilometre march with their 40 kg packs to their next exercise and take their first bath in 5 days. They're about to learn the art of crossing rivers and keeping their rifles and gear dry.
Look at that expression, mister. I don't think I've seen that much water around the ice since my wife fucking fed me for the first time. He's like wincing. Yes!
While it all may seem a bit of a laugh for some, for 17-year-old Kyla Smith, away from home for the first time, living rough in the field has been challenging.
On the first night, I was just like, no, I'm just going to go back to barracks and I'm going to go home. Like, I was literally having none of it. I didn't really like open country. It was windy as, and like it was so cold on sentry. It's so easy to be like, just tell the corporal like, oh, this is not for me. I'm just going to go home. But I am getting used to it. Can't wait to have a shower and get this bullshit off my face.
At least her cam is on her face, not like some of the other ones where there's just blinking nothing on there.
After being put through hell and high water for the last week, some of the recruits decide to get their own back on the officers.
There's a chance to get any of the instructors wet, or if the instructors haven't taken part, as I hadn't today, they'll try and get us involved. For it's important they get a chance to laugh at me. They just know that it may come back at them later on. Hey, Goodley.
It's another one. Man, they're young. I don't remember. Well, the officer that I had, I don't remember him looking as young as second. He might have been second lieutenant Dempsey. I remember him as Captain Dempsey anyway. I think back at once we got into battalion, I saw him there. I think he had passed selection, from what I understand, the NZSA selection. Yeah, well, that's what I'd heard anyway. But he didn't look. To me, he didn't look as young as these officers here.
They've been working quite hard for the past sort of 5-6 days, so give them something to laugh at the end of it.
What the fuck? That'd be cool.
On the following day at the crack of dawn,
I don't know about that mother effer comment. There definitely wasn't any of that. And we didn't get an opportunity to do anything like that to our to our platoon commander or to our NCOs.
The recruits are up extra early for a special occasion.
Good morning, Casino. Good morning, Sergeant Major. Welcome to your first Anzac Day celebrations. It's a good morning for it. It's not cold, it's overcast, a bit of rain. Tears of joy for those that have fallen, and tears of sorrow. Move to the right, entries. By the left. Quick march. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right,
The recruits arrive at the Waiuru Army Museum. The occasion is of special significance for recruit Kyla Smith.
My nan's dad was in the Māori battalion, and my nan brought me up, and she grew up without a dad because he died. He was a lost soldier, and he actually died in Casino, and I'm in Casino company, so it's quite cool. It makes me feel like proud to be here, and it makes me want to definitely finish and get through so I can carry on a lost soldiers kind of legacy.
The recruits have been up since 5 o'clock. They haven't had any breakfast, and standing for an hour in the parade can be overwhelming.
Now wake up, mate. Anzac Day is not about you.
This morning, 5 of the recruits faint.
Big day for them. It's their first Anzac Day in uniform, and they'll be standing rigid at attention and straining in that position and looking like you're rigid but still remaining a relaxed profile, otherwise they tend to topple over.
Hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders field. It was quite emotional. As I looked out to the distance there, hundreds of people standing there at the service. You could see that they felt the mamae and the hurt of those who did mourn for their families and those who did go over to war.
It's also a time to reflect on the men and women who fought in the Māori battalion, of whom 649 died in the Second World War.
Thinking of my mum's uncles that went to war, how they did everything they could to help our country out, and I feel quite honoured to be named after one of them myself.
At times, I've sort of doubted whether my Māori heritage had any meaning, not gonna lie, but I do embrace it, I really do, especially being Māori, and I'm at it where I am, and if I can do it, then anyone else can, especially the ones in my platoon. Those cheeky Māoris, Jesus.
Family for me is a big thing, and so to be leaving the country thinking like you might not go home and see your son or your mum or anything like that, that'd be quite scary.
So it's scary to know that one day I could be one of those that have been remembered.
Interesting, eh? The different stories and the different walks of life and the family history and heritage that, at least in here, these recruits come through. We didn't have an Anzac Day, or when I did my basic training, it didn't fall during the period when there was an Anzac Day ceremony. So I experienced my first Anzac Day once I was in battalion, in 1st Battalion Linton Military Camp. So that was cool. But I have to say, it was never something that probably because we were during peacetime during that time, at least for the NZDF, probably wasn't something, or not probably, it wasn't something that I thought about in terms of if anything happened and then potentially being remembered or being one of those that's remembered. So it's interesting to hear the young fella talk about, I think he said it's be quite scary thought, knowing that he could be one of those maybe one day being remembered. But everybody's different, eh? Different reasons, but some cool to hear a lot of te reo and the history with these basic recruits that are going through, and hearing from the NCOs as well. That Sergeant, I think he's a Sergeant Peneha, reminds me of the second section commander I had on basic training who came in, which was Corporal Pohatu, who was infantry. So we had Corporal Kentamohi first. He had to leave or go to Linton or somewhere, and then We had Corporal Pohatu, but they have similar sort of mannerisms when I'm looking at him and listening to him speak.
After the exertion of field exercises, the recruits are settling back into life at the barracks.
That was the other thing too, sorry. Just remembered it now when I saw that rock there that said Ngārimu on it. We never had, during mine, 295, we didn't have, our platoons were not named after VC winners, Hinton, Upham, Ngārimu, Crichton, Brown, etc. We didn't have any of that. It was just numbers. I think on my basic we had 6 platoons. I was in 5 platoon, and I think that, and so we had 6 platoons. They were just numbered and split into 2 companies. I think so. I think 5 platoon was part of Bravo company. I think it was only Alpha and Bravo anyway. But yeah, so seeing the names of the platoons, I think that's a cool touch. I don't know when that started, on which BASIC they started including or giving them names after, I assume, Victoria Cross winners, based on some of the names that I've heard and seen so far. But yeah, I think it's nice. It gives a little bit more identity rather than just a number. But I was fine with the number that we had.
Over at Ngārimu platoon, recruit Goodley has been tasked with leading a gardening party.
There's like frogs underneath.
Ngārimu's gardens weren't that great. Now they will be.
Over at Hinton platoon, the recruits are chilling out and catching up with some chores. While in Elliot platoon, phones and letters are being handed out. A trusted way recruits can contact each other in secret. And recruit Tawhaiti is a bit of a master at checking out who is interested in who and getting the gossip.
Goodley's trying with Smith too. Everyone's trying with Smith. Shit.
It's also rumoured some of the recruits are starting to couple up.
With the couples that do like married things and you just look at them and you're like, like that marriage kind of thing where you might share a dessert. Everyone knows they mutually like each other. Maybe something would happen outside, because I don't think anyone would ever try and do anything here, just because they'd probably get caught, because none of them are sneaky enough since all the instructors know about it.
Humans are humans and relationships happen in that. However, we just like to keep it clean just so it keeps the training professional. They start having relationships, they can start undermining some of the training because they have certain feelings for different people for various reasons, and then they don't want to do this, or they want to be in his platoon or her platoon, and it starts affecting their focus on their training. It's a no-no.
That's a hard case to hear. I could imagine that that's probably what it's like these days. I don't recall us having that many females we definitely didn't have a section's worth of females in the platoon and 5 platoon that I was in. I don't think any platoon had a section's worth of females. We maybe had, I can remember 3 of the names of 5 of the females that I remember us having in the platoon that I was in. And I think I mentioned in one of the other reactions, the females had their own sort of barrack block away from where they would have to come and parade with the rest of their platoon. And in our platoon, we had 3 sections where all the beds were full, 10 to 12 person or men rooms. There were no females in the barracks. The only female that came into our barracks during, whenever was our platoon sergeant, who was Sergeant Gray. I think she was Ordnance Corps Sergeant. I could be wrong. But I think she was Ordnance or maybe SIGs. And then the females would come when it was time to, do work and be in the barracks and doing that sort of stuff. But then come time when it was wrapping up for the day, females march off to their barracks and all of us males stay in our own barracks. So it's been really quite eye-opening to see how it is now. But I've also seen, I saw in one of the other videos, they have cameras up in, it seems like in the corridor here, up in one of the corners or in a couple of the corners, there's cameras that are in the corridors, I'm guessing part of safety, security reasons, which is cool. But yeah, there's definitely seems like a heck of a lot of females in the military or going into the military these days, and a number going into infantry as well, from what I've seen so far.
For the last 11 weeks, the recruits have been sober. It's well known, alcohol can release inhibitions. Tomorrow they'll be going on leave, and as a farewell, the army has put on a social to learn the art of responsible drinking. For the all-male Hinton platoon, tonight's outing comes with a warning.
If any of you imbibe too much, you will be arrested and put in the cells. It's a social gathering tonight, team. Social gathering, not a fucking chug fest. Act on that? Yes, Sergeant. Have enough that you can fucking get a little bit of a buzz on, so you can talk to the girls from Elliot and Narimu. Act on that one? Yes, Sergeant.
For my guys, they should get a chance to talk to girls, because they haven't done for the last 10 weeks. So that'll be interesting.
We'll just have to keep an eye on them tonight with the fraternisation side of things. Make sure they're all in bed. They're not sneaking around, getting up to any naughty business or mischiefness in the drying room or whatever they do, I don't know.
In the drying room? Bloody hell.
Should be good. We don't have a limit on our alcohol anymore, so that's good.
What do you like drinking? Are you naughty? Are you naughty when you drink? You're alright. No, I don't drink. See, don't pull that. She's like my mum, eh?
Cute. Treat you like little dolls.
I'm not consuming any alcohol. I got plenty of time after basic to do that. Like, I might just have the one drink when I get there, like a cider or something.
Fellow recruit Onu Moore is also looking forward to tonight, but his mind is never far away from his mother.
Found out she was in the hospital with severe burns, and she was in so much pain they had to put her into a drug-induced coma. From that moment onward, I had never been broken in my life, and from that moment onward, I was broken. I really miss my mum. I really miss her. But in here, I have to have like a one-track mindset. She would have been upset with me not coming here because of what happened. We're all in here to just make a better life now, and that's the reason why I'm in here. To make a better life for myself, for my family, and make everyone around me proud of what I've become.
Mum!
Too much, right? That's sad to hear about his mum. Geez, that changed the tone pretty quick with regards to that. I was going to say, prior to hearing that, then I wanted to hear the rest of it, was that I don't think I was never a big drinker anyway before I went into the army. And when the young girl there said cider, that cider was probably a drink that I liked because I thought other drinks tasted yuck as a young fella, and so I think that's partly why I didn't really get into drinking. And then I discovered, once I got to battalion, then I discovered bourbon and Coke. And I was like, this is yum. So that was not, but it still didn't, well, I don't think I was a massive drinker anyway. Haven't drunk now since 1999, May or June of 1999. Don't miss it. And like I said, I was never really a big drinker. Enjoyed going out once I was in battalion with the guys. So I don't know if I drank anything during basic training when there was a night to have a function. I don't think I drank anything other than probably fizzy drink and orange juice on mine.
Okay, unconnected. I'll just voice call you, okay?
Fucking Wanitama. She talks a lot now, so I don't know what she's like when she's pissed.
I haven't heard from her. Okay, so my mum just got out of prison, right? And I haven't heard from her in ages. So I'm like real happy to actually hear from her. But I haven't heard from her or anything. We're pretty close, eh? Like, she's living a hard life. She's living a rough life right now.
Don't step back much.
It's cool that she's getting to talk with her mum, who sounds like her mum just got released out of prison. That's cool. Not cool that her mum went to prison and got released, but cool that she gets to talk to her. And that they're close.
Oh, that was the fastest I've ever gotten ready in my life.
Go! I do understand that some of you will be playing up a little bit with all your drunkenness and your fucking drunken hiccups and your wake your wasty faces. That is fine. What I do not like, though, is three things. First one is insubordination. You tell me to get fucked, I'll chuck you in the cells. Second one is fraternisation. There will be none of it. Male, male, female, 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 male, or female, female, male. Right, and the third one is fighting or bullying. Everything else, like pissing on your tall boys and your water bottles and your other people's mouths, that's just being drunk.
This evening is another learning. It's another lesson. It's about, in military establishments, how we conduct ourselves. So it's very important that you maintain that respect and the proper decorum as required. All right.
Hinton, moving on your left. Lead the way, team. Make way for Hinton, the best platoon. That's right.
I have to say, these young men are dressed way flasher than what I was or we were during my time, from what I recall. Anyway, these guys in full suits, they look sharp. I definitely didn't have a suit. I don't recall anybody being in a full suit like this. We had a collared shirt or polo shirt and some pants. Some of us had jeans, some had dress pants. Some of us had our shirts tucked in and some didn't, but definitely not looking as flash as these.
In terms of discussion and conversation, we never, ever, ever discuss sex, politics, or religion. What we need to do there, ladies and gentlemen of Casino, is that we need to have some form of what's known as weather conversation that can get the ball rolling and stimulate even further discussion. Have manners, be polite. As the alcohol flows, make sure that you take note of your own behaviour when you've been drinking. Etiquette. When we move on with etiquette, make sure we do things like we don't leave our drinks on the pool table. And
I never heard that before. We don't talk about sex, politics, or religion. Not that I'm interested in that, but that seems weird. Yeah, it seems stupid, to be honest, if I'm being honest about that. Like, let people talk about whatever it is that they want to talk about.
lastly, be a gentleman, be a lady. Thank you.
I'm already one in and I'm still been able to stop. It's been a while.
Everyone's buzzing because we're all real excited to be out of the field and to be going home tomorrow. It's going hard even though we're not allowed to.
While everyone kicks back, one recruit has learned his behaviour is the reason he's been moved from Narimu to Elliot Platoon.
I am a distraction. I don't accept that. I think I'm a loving part of Narimu, and a piece of Narimu will always stay with me. I don't want to move. Narimu will always be number one. Top platoon until I move to Elliot.
They're Cuddles platoon. That's a lie. That is a lie. That
Elliot number one.
Such a lie. Yeah, Elliot number one.
Elliot number one when I get.
You'll get used to it though.
No, I won't. I heard when I first get into your platoon, Korifa's gonna hump me or something. Is this true?
I don't know. What happens in that room stays in that room.
Oh, how?
Tonight, Elliot Platoon are saying farewell to recruit Dunshay, who's off to join the Territorial Army.
That's cool. I was waiting for the guitars to come out. Not that I remember having a guitar on our little function, but that's a common thing to happen in Aotearoa in New Zealand, especially usually some Hauris or Māoris to crack out a guitar or ask where a guitar is and bust a few songs. Wish I could play well enough to.
Put your hands up, where? Put your hands up in the air, over there. Over there, put your hands up in the air.
As the night draws to an end, Elliot and Narimu platoons are still smashing out the dance moves, while Hinton are neatly lined up, ready to head back to barracks.
Hi, that's it. Wait, march.
So they'll be on leave tomorrow. Slip quietly into the city world and catch up with friends and family and reflect on what they've just gone through for the first 10 weeks. And it'll be very interesting to see what their thoughts are when they come back.
I'm going home. Good march. Let's go. Hey!
coming up next week.
I just died, so probably not good then.
What are you fucking doing? Do your jaws properly, you dumb fuck. Let's go.
What are you effing doing? Do your jaws properly, you dumb F. Let's go. Hard case. Man. This is cool. I've been enjoying watching, reacting, listening to this, hearing some of the commentary. Just a lot of memories, come back. I could stop and talk a heck of a lot more. I've probably stopped and talked far too much as it is already. What is it? Just over 40 minutes now. Apologies about that. But it's cool, man. It brings back a lot of good memories. Part of me makes me wish that I could do basic training again. Go back and do basic training again. Be with some of the guys, or be with the guys that I was with on basic training. Maybe not all of them. There's some there that I didn't like. But for the most part, yeah. Oh, AJ getting older, but it's cool. And it's great to see one of these other generations, a later generation, coming through and what it's like. But it's great to see these young people carrying the torch and serving. So anyway, if you made it this far, thank you very much for your time and for your support, as always. Much appreciated. And with that being said, as always, the message is the same. Any challenges, difficulties, trials that you may be going through, just encourage you to keep turning up, keep staying in the fight, put one foot in front of the other, and take one day at a time. You know, and trust that things can do and will get better if you want them to. You do have to want it to get better, though. And sometimes it takes a bit of patience and suffering before things do get better. But there is a light at the end of that tunnel, I promise you that. As always, go always a little further. Remember, who dares wins and who cares wins. And until the next video, there's a big mana wave coming from me to you, filled with my aroha, respect, appreciation, and gratitude for you all.